Hey there, welcome back to Stick It Real, where we keep things simple, real, and all about helping you build a better life in 2025. Today, I want to talk about something that I know so many of us struggle with: procrastination. You know that feeling, right? When you've got a million things on your to do list, but you just can't seem to get started. I've been there way too many times. I'd sit there staring at my messy desk, knowing I needed to clean it, but instead, I'd end up scrolling on my phone for hours, pretending the mess wasn't even there. It's so frustrating, and honestly, it makes you feel like you're failing at life sometimes. But here's the good news. I found a super simple trick that can solve 90% of your procrastination problems in just 1 minute. It's called the 1 minute rule, and trust me, it's a total game changer. I've used it to tackle everything from cleaning my room to starting big work projects, and it works every single time. So, stick with me for the next 10 minutes, and I'll show you how this tiny rule can completely transform the way you approach your daily tasks. No more excuses, no more stress, just real, actionable steps to get unstuck and make 2025 the year you finally take control. Let's dive in. So, let's start with the basics. What exactly is the 1 minute rule? It's honestly one of the simplest concepts I've ever come across, but it's so powerful. Here's the idea. If a task takes less than 1 minute to do, you do it right now. No waiting, no overthinking, just action. Think about all those little things you put off every single day, like replying to a quick text, putting a dish in the sink, or writing a short email. These tasks might seem small, but they pile up fast, and before you know it, they're cluttering your mind and making you feel totally overwhelmed. The 1 minute rule stops that cycle by getting you to act immediately. For example, if you get a text that'll take 30 seconds to reply to, don't wait. Just do it right then and there. Or if you finish a glass of water, don't leave the glass sitting on the table. Take 10 seconds to put it in the sink. These tiny actions might not seem like a big deal, but they add up so quickly, and suddenly, your space is cleaner, your to-do list is shorter, and your mind feels so much clearer. But here's the best part. The 1 minute rule isn't just about getting those small tasks done. It's also about building momentum. When you start with one small action, it often leads to more. I've noticed that when I put that glass in the sink, I'll often think, hey, while I'm here, I might as well wipe down the counter too. Or after replying to that text, I'll tackle another quick task, like throwing out some trash that's been sitting on my desk. It's like a domino effect. One small win leads to another, and before you know it, you're actually getting stuff done without even realizing it. That's the magic of the 1 minute rule. It gets you moving, and once you start, it's so much easier to keep going. Now, you might be wondering, why does this 1 minute rule work so well? Let me break it down for you. First, it eliminates the mental resistance that stops you from starting in the first place. We all know how it feels when a task seems big or overwhelming. Your brain starts coming up with all sorts of excuses to avoid it, like, I'm too tired, or I'll do it later. But when a task takes just 1 minute, there's no room for those excuses. It's so quick that your brain doesn't even have time to overthink or talk you out of it. You just do it and it's done. Second, the 1 minute rule builds momentum by giving you quick wins. Every time you complete one of these 1 minute tasks, you get a little sense of accomplishment, and that feeling is so motivating. It pushes you to keep going and tackle more. It's like a snowball effect. Those small actions lead to bigger ones, and before you know it, you've cleaned your whole kitchen or finished half your to-do list without even feeling overwhelmed. Third, this rule helps reduce stress by clearing out mental clutter. All those little tasks you keep putting off, like responding to a message or filing a piece of paper, they take up space in your brain. They nag at you, making you feel guilty and overwhelmed, even if you don't realize it. But when you handle them in just 1 minute, they disappear, and your mind feels so much lighter. It's like decluttering your brain 1 minute at a time, and that clarity makes a huge difference in how you feel day to day. Let me share a quick example from my own life. I used to leave dishes in the sink for days, and every time I'd walk by, I'd feel this wave of stress. I knew I needed to clean them, but I kept putting it off. But once I started using the 1 minute rule, I'd rinse a dish right after using it. It took maybe 20 seconds, and suddenly my kitchen was clean, and I felt so much better. That's the power of this rule. It turns overwhelming chaos into manageable wins, and it can work for almost any problem that's been stressing you out. So, how can you start using the 1 minute rule in your own life starting today? It's really easy, and I'll walk you through 3 simple steps to make it work for you. Step 1. Identify the small tasks you've been putting off. Take a look around you right now. What's something that takes less than a minute to do? Maybe it's putting your coffee cup in the sink, replying to a quick message, or throwing away a piece of trash on your desk. If it helps, you can even write down a list of these tiny tasks to keep track of them. Step 2. Commit to doing these tasks immediately as soon as you notice them. Don't tell yourself, "Oh, I'll do it later," because that's where procrastination sneaks in. If it takes less than a minute, there's no reason to wait. Just do it right then and there. For example, if you see a piece of trash on your desk, don't leave it there. Throw it out right away. It takes 5 seconds and it's done, and you'll feel so much better for it. Step 3. Celebrate your small wins to keep the momentum going. Every time you complete a 1-minute task, give yourself a mental high five or say something like, "Nice job," out loud. I know it sounds a little silly, but I do this all the time, and it really works. It gives you a little boost of positivity that makes you want to keep going. Before you know it, you're knocking out task after task, and it feels amazing to see how much you can get done. You can also use the 1-minute rule to kickstart bigger projects that you've been avoiding. If you've been putting off something big, like starting a presentation for work, just commit to 1 minute of action. Open your laptop, create a new slide, and write one sentence. That's it. That 1 minute of action often leads to more, because starting is usually the hardest part. I've used this trick to start writing reports, organizing my closet, and even getting myself to exercise. Once you take that first tiny step, it's so much easier to keep going, and you'll be amazed at how much progress you can make. Let me share a real-life example of how the 1-minute rule completely changed my day. A few weeks ago, I was dreading a big work project. I had to write a report, and I kept putting it off because it felt so overwhelming. Every time I thought about it, I'd get stressed and find something else to do, like watching TV or scrolling on my phone, anything to avoid starting. But then I decided to try the 1-minute rule. I told myself, "Okay, I'm just going to open the document and write one sentence. That's all I have to do." So I did. It took about 30 seconds, and I felt this little sense of accomplishment that made me want to keep going. That one sentence turned into a paragraph, and before I knew it, I'd written 2 whole pages. All because I committed to just 1 minute of action. That small step broke through my procrastination and got me moving. And by the end of the day, I'd finished the report and felt so proud of myself. The 1-minute rule doesn't just work for big projects like that. It's also amazing for everyday life. My friend Jake used it to keep his apartment clean, which used to be a huge struggle for him. He'd leave dishes, clothes, and trash everywhere, and it stressed him out all the time. But he started using the 1-minute rule, putting things away as soon as he noticed them, like throwing away trash or putting a dish in the sink right after using it. Now his place is always tidy, and he says it's completely changed his mindset. He feels so much more in control of his space and his life. The 1-minute rule works because it's so simple and practical. You don't need a fancy app or a complicated system, just a willingness to take action for 1 minute. And that 1 minute can solve 90% of the problems that are stressing you out, all by starting small and letting momentum carry you forward. Now, I want to be real with you. You might run into a few challenges when you start using the 1-minute rule, but don't worry, I've got solutions for them. One common issue is forgetting to apply the rule in the moment. You might see a task, think, "I'll do it later," and then it completely slips your mind. To fix this, try setting a visual reminder, like putting a sticky note on your desk that says 1-minute rule. That little cue will help you remember to act right away instead of putting it off. Another challenge is feeling like these small tasks don't really matter. You might think, what's the point of putting away one dish? The kitchen's still a mess. But here's the thing, those small tasks add up, and they prevent bigger problems down the road. Putting away one dish today means you're not facing a sink full of dishes tomorrow, and that makes a huge difference over time. So don't underestimate the power of small actions. They're the foundation of big change, and they'll help you build better habits in the long run. Finally, you might feel overwhelmed if you notice too many 1-minute tasks at once. Like if your desk is a mess and you see trash, papers, and pens everywhere. If that happens, don't try to do everything at once. Just pick one task to start with and focus on that. For example, start by throwing out one piece of trash. That one action will give you the momentum to keep going, and you'll be surprised at how quickly you can clear the clutter when you start with just 1 minute. The key is to take it one step at a time, and you'll see progress faster than you think. So let's wrap up with how you can apply the 1 minute rule to your life starting today. It's so easy to get started. First, look for small tasks in your daily routine that take less than a minute, like hanging up your coat when you get home, closing a tab on your computer, or putting your phone on the charger before bed. Start doing these tasks as soon as you notice them. Don't wait, just act, and you'll see how quickly they add up. Second, use the 1 minute rule to kickstart bigger tasks you've been avoiding. If you've been putting off studying for an exam, just commit to reading one page. That's all you need to do. Or if you need to organize your email inbox, start by deleting one spam email. That 1 minute of action will get you moving in the right direction, and you'll often find yourself doing more than you planned because starting is the hardest part. Finally, celebrate every small win to keep yourself motivated. After you finish a 1 minute task, say, "I did it," out loud, or give yourself a mental pat on the back. It's a small thing, but it makes you feel good and keeps you going. Over time, you'll notice that procrastination becomes less of a problem, and you're getting more done than ever before, all because you took that first tiny step. So, to wrap things up, the 1 minute rule is a simple but powerful way to solve 90% of your problems. It helps you beat procrastination, build momentum, and reduce stress, all in just 1 minute. You've got this, and I believe in you. Trust me, this little trick can make a huge difference in your life. Try the 1 minute rule today and see how much you can get done with just a few small actions. I'd love to hear from you, so let me know in the comments. What's one 1 minute task you're going to tackle right now? Share your wins with me. I can't wait to hear about them. If you found this video helpful, please smash that like button and subscribe to Stick It Real for more productivity tips to help you live your best life. Let's make 2025 the year we get things done.